Okay, so just got asked about recommendations for some books. I think my wife was a bit annoyed at me. She tore this up one night. Obviously, my two books there, my injury prevention book somewhere. This is a good book, really good book by a colleague of mine, Andy Barker. This was written specifically for new grads. And then I would go Louis Gifford's books. I don't think you can go wrong with those. And then I'm just looking, Shirley Sharman's books. They had a big influence on me. Your keyboard warriors are going to whinge about a couple of things with them, but there's still a lot of good stuff in there. And then just various other bits there as well. Okay, but I would probably start with Andy's book, and then my books are specifically written to keep things very simple. And then I like this book here as well, and this keeps things real simple also. Gotta ask the interesting question, any good book recommendations for rib cage and breathing? And I'll be honest, I had a look at the bookshelf there, and I actually don't, because with the rib cage and breathing stuff, it's as simple as get the diaphragm to lengthen, get the obliques to pull the rib cage down and back, get the iliocostalis to relax, get the pelvic floor to move, and then it's just a case of desensitizing the breath. So the Buteyko breathing is really good in terms of desensitizing breath. The evidence behind maybe some of the stuff that they're saying a bit iffy, but I think from a nervous system point of view, I think it's decent. The guy Patrick McKeown's taken the Buteyko stuff and he's kind of repackaged it. It's called The Oxygen Advantage. That's a good book, maybe to take a look at. But I read a lot around the Buteyko stuff years ago. Then you've got like all your kind of PRI stuff, which is obviously like blowing balloons up and stuff like that. But I think the key thing to understand with the rib cage and breathing is you just want to get full range of motion, you want to get the diaphragm to lengthen, and then you want to train the ability to tolerate load through the torso, and you want to be able to get into rest and digest when you get stressed. You know, that to me is as complicated as it needs to be. And I'm going to talk a lot about in my upcoming diaphragm evening online course. That's what I'm going to show you how to do. So if you want to know more about that, send us a message, and I'd just recommend coming on that, and I'll show you kind of how I've implemented all that stuff. Another one from Amin Nazar. Can you talk about your mentorship program? So in a nutshell, there's lots of information out there, so I don't want to spend too long on it. There's 12 modules, about an hour to an hour and a half per module. The key thing that we do in the mentorship is we help you take your existing skills, the existing courses that you've done, the existing knowledge that you have, the evidence base that you've read, and we help you take that and implement it into a systematic step-by-step system or a framework. I'll give you my framework, I'll give you my assessments, we'll simplify everything and show you how we put together a treatment plan, a graded exposure step-by-step treatment plan, and then ultimately build resilience for the patient, keep them on track with the treatment plan, make sure that we're designing deep treatment plans, not superficial treatment plans that make actual impacts on the patient. And then from there we obviously successfully discharge them on the back of actually getting results on solving your patient's problem, on actually doing what you said you were going to do on your website. That's going to help you build retention, referrals, and obviously increase your revenue. How we look at the body, we keep it simple. We look at the body as one system. We just want everything to do its job. We don't want you to isolate muscles. We don't want you to do anything spectacular. As boring and simple as it sounds, we just want everything to do its job. We want to give back the ability of the nervous system to tolerate load through everything, and that's as complicated as it needs to get, basically. Okay, so that's what we do in the mentorship. I've got my step-by-step system of doing that. We integrate then 3D anatomy, so that once I give you the framework, we can find out what plain or what, kind of bias or something that your patient may need to tolerate a little bit more in certain directions, then we can easily use our 3D anatomy to bias that. But it all starts with having that logical step by step, so you know when to progress and how to progress. So it's a system that ultimately is designed to give you an ability to use your existing skill sets, and then obviously get access to mine as well. Okay, so hopefully that helps. My thoughts on Ultimate Instability Bags, Aquabags. So I presume you're talking about the water bags, the kind of blue things. I think they're really good if it's the right time and the right phase of the rehab. So we can create a lot of perturbations, we can create a lot of instability naturally by shortening the base of support and getting the person to reach whichever way we want. So again, we talk a lot about that in the Return to Play course, we talk a lot about that in the mentorship. So there's loads of ways to create instability if that's what you want at that level of loading, at that speed of movement, and you want to do that, and you want to do that when you're running and stuff like that, then I think they're a great option. As always, at the right time, then that's the key thing for those. Good question.